twist, the boyish lesbian showrunner decided to reboot She-Ra as a boyish lesbian.
Who is this evil mastermind whining and complaining from the shadows? Richard Bryant, he believes that diversity is ruining the comic book industry.
That's false.
Yeah, that's false. I've been reading it.
Well, I stopped reading it over the diversity issue.
And overall, they've been changing comic characters a little too much. There's a comic book tradition, in a way, how each character should look.
I think when they start making Superman gay and, Aquaman transgender, it's like, I don't go around a parade what I am, don't go around a parade what you are.
Your boy Zack coming off of a big Comicsgate win, 100%. Anybody that argues with that's just undeniably a hater, I'd say, and that's hater. It's not like Comedy Central had to go out of their way to find dictative moral support for the essential Comicsgate argument. Okay, with all that being said, welcome to the Fivefold Understanding YouTube channel. Around here, at least around here, we know what Starfire is supposed to look like. Anyway. Bam. Bam. And bam, bam. And that's a yeah on your left, on your right. What the fuck? No, absolutely not, no. Granted, Diop here is a lovely, lovely lady. It's just, the fake, plastic-looking hair, mink, pimp-looking jacket. I mean, she could have played Raven and no one would even thought twice about it. But when you take over an iconic look like Starfire, we're talking a very long-legged, long-haired, banging bod, Miami Beach bad tan having redhead? I don't think so. And with all that being said, I got a video. You can check out the video. I got a good one right here. Go check it out when you're done with this. Because we got some good videos around here too. Okay, the whole point of this is just to set a little, what would you call it, framework, bookend. I put this video up quite a while ago, and I forgot to edit it, so it sat there in limbo for, 2 weeks or something? And so I'm just going to put it up now, and I'm finishing the edit. I put it up without the edit, so I had to put it in a privacy box or whatever it is on YouTube, because it was a hack job video, and if anybody's going to complain, those comment sections can get sometimes. Just note that this isn't old news, fool. You be putting up old news. Actually, it's from the 29th or whatever. So with all that being said, I'm going to move right along and flash forward us all into the actual video. So you won't notice the edit, but, I will. Here we go. And that was my boy Ivan Ortega. He's doing a fans edit for The Last Jedi, which really desperately needs to be done. Just a quick interlude here. Make sure you check him out. Give him some support. I think his Twitter handle was Ivan Fix, I believe it was. Moving along. All right, moving along. We got a couple things to get to. Actually, this isn't right. I should thumbs up my video while I'm here, though, shouldn't I? All right, we still got to get to the feature where I show y'all the diversity in comics, Comedy Central, Jim Jeffries, big Comicsgate win. But two things prior to that. One of them's big, big, and I mean big. So hang around for that. We'll do the small one first. See all these videos, peoples? Let's see. Okay, the Misanthropic one. Big shout out, big props to the Misanthropic one's YouTube channel. You are a time machine of wisdom, my friend. That's decked out in the dark DeLorean, bumping Mob Deep, and that's old school classic Havoc, Big Noid, and a lot of P. All right? With that being said, I let him know. I think he concurred. And what I'm talking about here is all these Comicsgate videos about what happened at Comic-Con, and nobody played the footage. I got back from up north, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Every one of these, like, lists it, and it's not in none of them. Like Zack here at the top. Look at both of those. Look at the top of the screen here. Both of those look exactly. One's the footage. One's just Zack giving us a breakdown while showing us the exact same screensaver throughout the whole goddamn video. What the fuck, man? Then again, maybe you had to sign something. You know, I don't know what happens behind the scenes or whatever, and that could very well be. But that doesn't give all these other guys the excuse to not put it up. I mean, the whole point of YouTube is to essentially do the talk soup thing. And that's why I'm saying it just looks pussy-ish. It really does. It looks straight up. Let's see. I went through all these channels. Well, FizzFop didn't put it up. He's a pretty good comic book channel. I mentioned the Misanthropic one did, and I don't even think he's necessarily a comic book channel. Professor Geek, I don't know if he did, but I'm still waiting to hear about my debate with him and Dan Didio, that's for sure. But Weaponized Nerd Rage did a video about it, just visual screensavers. I Love Comics did a video about it, just visual screensavers. Even good old Ethan here, I believe, yep, Comics Artist Pro Secrets channel did a video about it, just screensavers. Yellow Flash Comics, same thing. I mean, it looks pussy-ish, guys. You got to put up the footage. They're not going to do nothing. I mean, I don't know what you're afraid that YouTube is going to do to you. I can tell you right now, you go watch some of my videos, half of them have copyright claims, and it doesn't do anything. If anything at all, you know what happens? Is it won't let you monetize the video. That's it. that's really it. That's the extent of it. So I'm just saying, I'm a fan first. Zack, we give you an excuse because, was all about you. You anchored it for sure. But these other guys, man, come on. You got to get on the ball. It looks pussy-ish to not play at least a couple clips from it when you got all these videos talking about it. And that goes for all those channels. And I see a lot of people complaining in the comment section, and I don't blame them. Like I said, I'm a fan first. I make YouTube videos, whatever, and been around comics probably almost 30 years now. But, just take heed, dude. Nothing's going to happen. There's no reason not to at least play a couple clips from it. And that was the reason for me making this video in the first place, was to actually play the footage because I was so mad none of the other YouTube comic book channels had it. So, shame on y'all for at least momentarily. Y'all should have played it. But nobody's perfect. And now moving on to the big one. And this is a big, big, big one. We'll flash forward over there.
Zack, I know that you don't like to take advice from other guys. You just don't like it. That's fine. Please just listen. Don't go to Supercuts. You're an adult. You're making money. Supercuts is basically for people who are like, look, my head is basically a woolly dog, and it just needs to be sheared once a year so I can go look for work. Or it's for kids, or it's for mom.
All right, that's Uncle Ethan's channel. Y'all ready? All right. So Zack, what do you exactly do? You walk into Supercuts and throw $5-6 down on the counter and just say, "Give me the Hitler." Oh man, when I first thought of that, I thought, oh man, yeah, it was a bad idea. Yeah, you know what was a bad idea was trying to figure out how you ask for the Hitler Youth haircut and without looking like a Nazi. Okay, that was the bad idea. Outside of that, you went through unscathed. Really, you went into the lion's den and you came out with a smile on your face, and that's a good thing. But God forbid, man, Comedy Central was dotting their I's and crossing their T's on that day. You caught the good production team or the good writers on a day off, because if me and Ethan were around there, we would have nailed you for this. Okay, the undercut. It's actually a real thing, believe it or not. And I'm serious, man. You got lucky, brother. You really did. Like I said, saying a couple guys like me and Ethan around there, writing their jokes for them, we would have roasted you and toasted you for that haircut. And I could think of some more jokes, especially if they're paying me to write them. So a bad idea was you not, wearing a baseball cap or something, right? you know what a baseball cap is, but I don't know how they didn't catch it. And good for you. You got away with it, but you definitely got lucky. When I first seen that at Ethan's channel with the super cuts behind, I said, oh man, thumbnail alert, ding, 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 started going off in my head. And I was like, oh man, how did he get away with that? And you did. Unbelievable. For a first appearance, it wasn't exactly, Ebord Thon Flash 139, right? Professor Zoom, but you did a hell of a job. And something needs to be said about that, right? So, we do applaud. Thumbs up here from the Peanut Gallery. That's definitely 100% for sure. And let's check this out a second here. What's really funny too is the undercut, believe it or not, has its own Wikipedia page. I mean, seriously? What the fuck? Who knew, right? I don't think anybody really did. And I'll show you here that if you go online, there's actually article after article after article about this. Mind-blowing. And I should say articles of which that will not be in the topic description. Let's see. We got one here. Does this haircut make me look like a Nazi? Me and my friend would go out downtown. We'd joke around for it. So I just kind of figured he came up with, putting that together, the Hitler haircut thing. But I guess this has been going on for a while. Let's read a little bit about it here. The style has its origins in Victorian England when it was worn by young hooligans known as scuttlers, but is most commonly affiliated with the Nazi youth movement of the 30s and 40s. Adolf Hitler had a version of it, a floppy, greasy forelock, and a greasy forelock it was. So did his close associate Himmler, and as well also every other young man in the Hitler Youth recruitment poster, I guess, had one. How would you know? Who would know that? Apparently, soldiers requested it because it eased the wearing and removing of their helmets. I mean, what? Yeah, man. Only this haircut works to take my helmet off and on fast. I mean, what the fuck? Flash forward 70 plus years, and there was a whole bunch of those haircuts together at the recent conference of the Spencer's National Policy Institute, worn by the men who feel their whiteness has been infringed upon by the cultural Marxism of the Americas. I don't really know much about that group, but I can tell you what, if anybody's going to pretend like the media and some high-up powers haven't been attacking the white nuclear family alpha male, okay, they got another thing coming, because that's 100% been happening for a while now. I mean, even Tucker Carlson talks about it. For the past half decade, the haircut was worn by hipsters. And look at that. It says right there, the Hitler Youth again, known jokingly as the Hitler Youth, according to a 2011 New York Times fashion article. Who knew it was even out there, let alone went back almost a decade? I mean, the colloquial parlance of it in today's vernacular, I guess you could say. Popular during the Third Reich. Back before we started seeing the haircut on literal white nationalists. Oh, yeah, you got to throw that in. And even down here at the bottom, promoters of white nationalism, or alt-right, they try to group everything that's against them together and or point a finger at it while putting a label on it. Blanket terminology enforcement is what it is. Alt-right. I mean, at this point, QAnon, alt-right conspiracy. Oh, Pizzagate, it was an alt-right conspiracy. It has nothing to do with alt-right. It has to do with truth matters is what it has to do with. And you guys just don't like it, so you use your blanket terminology rhetoric that at this point, even stupid people, okay? even stupid people have caught up with and know better than to fall for. And the fact that it has its own Wikipedia page is just alarming to me. It's just unbelievable, I guess. The undercut hairstyle was fashionable during the Edwardian era, the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. Actually, I thought the Edwardian era started right when the Victorian era ended, right? So what, like 1901, Edward assumed the throne? Well, either way, it's been around for a long, long time, I guess. Undercut. You know, there's plenty of that didn't know all this was actually something cataloged anyway. Our Far East Comicsgate friends would say, Buddha be praised, right? Because Zack got lucky. You caught these guys on a day off. They were sleeping, and they should have, could have destroyed you for having that haircut. And they didn't even mention it. Unbelievable. But like I said, good for you, man. A real Comicsgate win. It could have been a better, sure, but there was a lot going for you during this interview. And that Superman thing about the black Superman edit. I'll play the video. I keep BSing. I'll get to the video. We'll play the whole thing. But that black Superman edit, anybody can see through that something else was being said there, and they edit it to try to make you look like a racist. So don't even sweat it, brother. Good job. Good job. All right, and this is the last detour. I just want to play this one last time while we're talking about SanDiego Comic Con and whatnot. What you're looking at here is the Trump resistance cult, okay, on the DC Comics yacht. Tom SJW King, the guru, and all his followers. I just want to put this on there. It's part of a video I made to set like just a precedent for anybody that's new around here. These are the kind of people that are running things into the ground, all right? This uniform mind state, if you will. And it's unbelievable that this really happened. At least, and they're all sitting there. What is everyone on their knees too, wearing this white robe while listening to the Eisner Award-winning, believe it or not, Eisner Award-winning Tom King, right? Tell you all about his Seinfeld for Batman comics, right? His Seinfeld scripted Batman comics, and how this is what's going to take DC into the future. Look at, they even made these people wear masks and stuff. And I just thought this was a really, really good metaphorical visual representation of these people. Almost looks like they're passing out Magnum condoms or something like that. It's a real cult thing is what it is what I'm getting at here. And look at these SJWs. Oh, they're so happy that Tom King is going to do his social mob justice with a crisis finally, and bring those Batman Seinfeld scripted comics to a DC Universe larger picture and the interpersonal philosophy he's going to project throughout the crisis. It's going to be a horrible crisis. And all these people, I can't believe this many people went there, and I just didn't see the footage of it, and all these people wearing robes, sitting around like they're part of his cult, and he's this guru up there, and that's how these people want it, okay? That's 100% how these people want it. And it's the whole progressive propagandizing, sitting up on a pedestal, protesting with their pussy hats on, okay? That's these people. And they do not like it when we punch holes in their echo chamber. And with all that being said, I could go on about it. Just check out the video. It's right, you can find it. It's right there. Subscribe to my channel. I got some other good stuff. I'll quit BSing and play the footage. Probably the reason most of y'all came here. So without further ado, the Jim Jeffries Show, featuring your boy Zack, SanDiego Comic Con 2018, where many, many things happened, including this cult here, this cult-like gathering at SanDiego Comic Con, SanDiego 2018. And those Tom King scripted Seinfeld for Batman comics, right? Because that's what they are. They're Seinfeld scripted Batman comics. Are like a lie to the industry for anybody new to Batman who thinks this stuff is great. All right, this is one of the worst runs in a long time. It's a lie, essentially, to the to the whole ethos and pathos, if you want to get technical, to the Batman mythology itself. It's not, Tom King should be writing the backup story in like the Batman family, where him and Robin and Batgirl, go to Kentucky Fried Chicken after arresting the Mad Hatter, or you know what I mean? And that's what he does. That's what he should be writing, not the flagship title. And that's what I'm getting at. It's a lie, just like you're about to hear right here at the beginning of this. They start this off talking about Black Panther and how finally black children across the world finally have a hero that they can stand up and root for, which is just fine, except it's a lie. This isn't the first one. Why are you trying to frame it as such? People like Todd McFarlane must be pissed off. Spawn dominated the 90s. Spawn's a black dude. He has a movie, he had a fabulous HBO animated series, which is actually on YouTube. I figured that out. And, not to mention all the other stuff. The Luke Cage on Netflix. I don't want to say Meteor Man, right? But Steel was in something, or Shaq played Steel. Even Sinbad was some kind of genie or something. Not to mention Blade. The Blade movies get better as they go. You want to watch something awesome, go rewatch the Blade movies. Even the worst one is better than 90% of the stuff that we've been getting from Hollywood in the last 20, 25 years. Anyways, without further ado, I'll quit bitching and just let it play. Here we go, guys. Here we go.
The biggest geek good news story of 2018 so far is the blockbuster success of Black Panther.
My bad. You know what? I got to restart it because I got to play with captions in case the sound is bad. I didn't even think about that. Give me a second. All right, see, we ain't perfect around here, and sometimes we like to blab, but we're trying to get it right. Here we go.
The story of 2018 so far is the blockbuster success of Black Panther. It was a worldwide phenomenon, plus thousands of African-American kids packed movie theaters to finally see a superhero who looks like them.
Finally.
Now, Marvel and
Just a lie.
putting diverse characters in the spotlight, and even tweaking old favorites. So I headed to SanDiego Comic to soak up the inclusive vibes. But I soon learned that for some, the good old days of comics are fading away. So, comic book guy?
I am. Used to be.
Why do you say used to be?
Oh, I stopped reading it over the diversity issue.
Overall, they've been changing comic characters a little too much. There's a comic book tradition, in a way, how each character should look.
I think when they start making Superman gay and, Aquaman transgender, it's like, I don't go around and parade what I am, don't go around and parade what you are.
Ah, for f***'s sake. Yes, there's an actual backlash against diversity in comic books. And the movement is led by a supervillain. He runs a YouTube channel broadcast from his secret lair / bedroom closet.
Today's video is going to be about Captain Marvel and how I hate her.
But he's never shown his face on camera.
Plot twist. The boyish lesbian showrunner decided to reboot She-Ra as a boyish lesbian.
Who is this evil mastermind whining and complaining from the shadows? Yeah, that checks out. Meet Richard Meyer. What are your thoughts on the current state of comics?
Yeah.
Comics are kind of weirdly dying politics, specifically identity politics being shoved into everything. A character that used to look like a 1980s Dallas Cowboy cheerleader basically looks like me now. We, of course, are rocking those A cups. Anything above the B cup, you hate women. Ms. Marvel was introduced as a Pakistani-American Muslim, Riri Williams, who replaced Iron Man. If you don't like her, it's because you're racist or sexist, but probably both.
It would upset a racist.
I think it would.
But for Meyer, anyone who supports these changes is just a SJW, social justice warrior.
Black is your shield, and woman is your sword.
I don't know, fucking swords and shields. It all sounds so childish. It was time to bring some adults into the conversation. I assembled an elite team of proud social justice warriors. Loki, Harley Quinn, Green Lantern, Medusa. Doug.
That's false.
Yeah, that's false. He's not been reading comics.
Why do you think some people can be so possessive of comic book characters?
I think once you make a connection with a character that you like a lot, it creates this sense of ownership.
If you see yourself in the character, it boosts your confidence. You don't feel like you're so alone in the world.
There's been a reduction of breasts. You know about this controversy?
We don't want to always see ourselves overly objectified just to satisfy someone's weird fantasy.
Okay, but what about like if He-Man had a dad bod?
So?
I have the power over the temperature in this house. Do you think that politics can sometimes get in the way? Why can't we just have like a fun story about a superhero?
I think the thing with comics is they've always followed the trends of the political landscape. Take Superman. His whole thing is that he's an alien on a completely different planet and has adopted the country America as his home and is trying to fit in. That is the whole ethos.
I might be Superman. My SJWs are making good points, but I like finding common ground. Maybe we need some characters with traits that appeal to both sides. I brought a few ideas. Okay, a Batman, but he's Latino and he only protects gated communities. Fat Zimmerman. Right? Okay. Okay, so how do you feel about Black Superman? Okay, a slightly less Black Superman.
Yeah, no, that's actually better.
Black Panther's villain, Killmonger, but now is played by a woman, and the way that she attacks the Black Panther is by calling the cops while he's trying to barbecue.
Permit monger.
Found one. Found one. Alright, that might fix the characters. But Meyer and his crew aren't just fighting what's in comic books, they're also attacking women and people of colour who make comic books.
They're hiring people for the BuzzFeed. Look, we hired this overweight black woman. Isn't that exciting?
You have said that some women are sleeping their way to get into these positions.
So I did one video. It's a common thing for my enemies to bring up. Literally sucked her way into the comic industry. Is a dumpster.
You called a woman a dumpster.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, it was a bad idea.
Even if you don't believe that you're a racist or homophobic or sexist, isn't a fear of yours that you are attracting some people who are?
I don't really think about stuff like that much.
Right. Seems like you might want to start thinking about it, Richard. Other people are. What do you think of Richard Meyer?
He's a garbage person.
He's a guy. You can say on this show. Look, clearly Richard's upset. He can no longer pick up any comic book and instantly relate to the characters he sees. And that's a real feeling. Because it's how women and minority groups have felt their entire lives. Wake the up, Richard. The characters you don't like aren't written for you. You know what? I think I like this better how we started.
All right, quick little addendum. Zack, you should have lit that Silver Surfer comic on fire at the end, or at least ripped it in half. That would have been good. And you notice, too, there's only one Zack, solo DNC, and then they go get 5 SJWs. You know, it's your typical social justice mob mentality. And 3 of which, the 3 black SJWs dressed up, all of which, and I'm assuming they're homemade designed costumes and garb, look better than what Titans has given us, Hollywood production Starfire. I mean, think about that. All right? And last but not least, that one guy said he doesn't read comics. Zack doesn't read comics. He only has, 1,000? I'm going to guess like 1,100 comic reviews. Over 1,000 separate comics video cataloged on the DNC YouTube channel. And that guy said, he's not reading comics. You know, and that's another thing. God forbid you attack somebody with your opinion, you know, because you got to keep them opinions to yourself. And we're going to gather here in a cult-like status, and we're all going to worship the guru, and you know, all right, I could go on and on. All right, until next time, guys, the saga continues.